I'm Kate. I'm the CEO and founder and a specialist therapist within Therapy. I just wanted to clearly explain to you about the pyramid of learning. So for children to achieve academic learning and progression, there is a lot of foundational skills that are required. And this is the perspective an occupational therapist come from. Now, I know that occupational therapy is a confusing profession, that people aren't always sure of what we do. But what we do is we see everyday activities as occupation, and we need to support somebody to be able to function in doing that occupation. So it can be anything. It can be from climbing the stairs to riding a bike to making a cup of tea to handwriting. Anything that we do in a day-to-day life is called, we refer to as activities of daily living. And those foundational skills that we need to look at to support a child to be able to learn academically is complex. But this pyramid of learning really does break this down for us. So it's really important just to explain it. So this was developed by an educator and an occupational therapist in order to explain the foundational skills and an individual needs in order to successfully learn and progress in their academic learning. So it's using a sensory integration approach, which is looking at from the central nervous system, building up to ensure that our sensory systems are working in collaboration so that we are able to then execute functional skills and engage in day-to-day tasks. So as you can see, we've got central nervous system, and then we've got our sensory processing systems. So we've got it tactile, which is touch, vestibular, which is registering the movement of our head, and then the proprioception, and so on. So the sensory systems really need to work in collaboration to be able to pay attention, sit still on a chair, be tolerant of somebody touching them, would not seek movement, so that if they seek movement, then they need to have difficulties with attention. All of these things need to work together to be able to modulate their sensory needs and pay attention on things they need to pay attention to within a classroom environment. And if it's not a classroom, whether it's in a restaurant or at home, we need those sensory systems working together, so that then we can move on to our sensory motor system. So our body scheme and our body awareness. We know where our body is in the environment. We're able to move our body appropriately in the environment and know where it is. We've got postural security. We've got awareness of two sides of the body. So our bilateral integration, using our right and our left hands together. It could be from something opening a bottle to using a piece of paper and writing on it. We could be from using a ruler and drawing, using two sides of the body together, whatever we need to do. It could be even something like getting dressed, putting a t-shirt on, putting our trousers on. We've then got motor planning, the ability to screen out input. So if you've got some background noise happening, perhaps the child gets preoccupied with the background noise and then really can't pay attention to the teacher. We've got reflex maturity and the body scheme. So once those, we've then got perceptual motor. So this is our eye-hand coordination, our ocular motor control, our postural adjustment, our attention center functions. We've got to be able to pay attention, whether we're watching TV, in a classroom, in a restaurant. We've got to be able to keep that attention. Visual spatial perceptions and auditory language skills. Once all of those foundational skills are really strong and working in collaboration, we've then got the cognition and intellect. So up here you can see the academic learning, which is where educators and teachers use their approach to teach cognitively. We've then got daily living activities. So this is where occupational therapists come in. So we look at, can somebody do self-care activities? Are they able to get in the bath? Are they able to tolerate the touch of the water on the skin? If they can't, again, look at the bottom of that pyramid. Is it their tactile processing that we need to look at? So daily living activities is really anything that we do on a day-to-day basis. And then we've got behaviour. Again, if we don't have our sensory systems working in place, then we might have a child who's avoidant of sensory input or seeking for sensory input, such as our children with autism, ADHD, and other conditions that really impact the sensory processing system. But as you can see, this is a really complex pyramid, but this clearly explains an occupational therapy perspective and how we can really support children to achieve their academic learning in a school or educational environment, that they need all these other factors. So on our database, we have so many videos that really tailor towards these areas individually, but we also have the programs written to really target certain areas of a child's ability to function. And as you can see, academics learning there. So we've strategically implemented academic learning and therapeutic input and looking at being able to support these foundational skills in all our curriculums and our lesson plans to be able to correctly support children in the learning. So if you want to have a look at our membership, please go over to therapeasy.com and have a look at our membership schemes. And if you have got any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us at hello@therapeasy.com. All right. Thank you very much.